welcome back. I'm doing something a little different with my hair today, just to switch it up because my hair is usually pretty boring on my channel. Today we're doing a foundation first impressions. I haven't done one in a long time and it's one of my favorite videos to film because I love testing out foundations, but I don't think I've ever done one for a high-end foundation, and this one is probably the most high-end you can get. I'll be testing out the Dior Backstage foundation as well as doing a wear test. I usually don't review a lot of high-end makeup. I just think that there are so many good affordable products that I don't usually venture out to the high-end products, but I was very excited about this because first of all, the Backstage foundation has 40 shades, which I don't think Dior has ever done before, and I really think it's because of Fenty Beauty. There are brands that did 40 shades in the past, but Fenty Beauty really put shade range as like a priority for brands this year, and even high-end brands are taking notice and doing what she's doing, and that's amazing. So they have a bunch of different shades for different undertones, which is great. I got mine in the shade 2N, and the description of this particular foundation just really intrigued me because you can customize your coverage, and it's supposed to look like skin. It's not super heavy, which just sounds like my perfect foundation. It's supposed to be waterproof, sweat resistant, custom build foundation so you can customize your coverage, and it gives you a natural glow finish, and obviously it's from the Backstage collection, so I'm assuming that they use this for the runway, and I am so in love with the packaging. I think this is the best foundation packaging I've seen in a long time, and I really think high-end brands should start doing more minimalist packaging. Like, this is just gorgeous. I would love to put this on my vanity. Like, I would say the packaging is probably the biggest reason why I took notice of this product, is because it's so damn pretty. One more thing before I apply it, I was not able to check the ingredient list. I don't know if they just didn't update it at the time, but when I was on the Dior website, there was no ingredient list, and I didn't realize what was in it until I got the product and it's on the box. And the third ingredient on here is alcohol, so that's a very high concentration, and I don't usually use alcohol in my foundation. And it also has fragrance later on in the ingredient list, but I'm not gonna knock until I try it. It still probably wouldn't become my everyday foundation, but we'll see. So I'm gonna apply the foundation on this side with a beauty blender and this side with a foundation brush. Let's zoom you in. So I already did my brows and my eye makeup, and I have the Milani Prime and Protect primer on because that's usually what I wear underneath my foundation. Like, this squeezy bottle is like my favorite foundation packaging. The shade looks like it's gonna match me. It's the shade 2N. Just gonna apply this all over. It smells very strong of alcohol. Damn it, Dior. But I mean, if you don't care about alcohol in your makeup and you're just here for a good time, not a long time, I guess it's fine. But I really just can't stand the smell, and I can't use a product every day that has alcohol in it because it really makes my skin suffer. I just finished this side. I love the color match. Now let's do the other side with a foundation brush. So I just finished applying it. I definitely like the foundation brush side more than this side. I think because it's such a light foundation that with the beauty blender it just got very sheared out, and you can still see some of my discoloration here like peeking through, whereas on this side it's more kind of airbrushed. It didn't emphasize any of my dry patches, no creasing around my nose or under my eye so far. The finish is very strange to me. I don't think I've ever used a foundation with this finish. It feels kind of like putty. Very weird. I feel like if I were to set it with powder, it would be really cakey. Anyway, I'm gonna put on the Maybelline Fit Me concealer, finish up my makeup. Here's a close-up of the foundation. I just finished the rest of my makeup, and I'll check back with you in a couple hours. So it's not nighttime yet, but I feel like it's time for me to remove my makeup. It is now 5, and I put this on about 7-8 hours ago. One thing that I noticed about the foundation during today's wear is my skin feels slightly hot throughout the day, and I noticed that that's something that happens when I use makeup or skincare with alcohol in it, especially when it's a high concentration. It controls oil at first, but then throughout the day it makes me produce more oil, and it makes my face hotter, and it's just a weird feeling. If you never cut out alcohol from your skincare or makeup, you probably wouldn't even notice. I can really tell, and I really don't like that feeling, so I don't think this will be my everyday foundation just because of the comfort. But let's zoom you in on what she looks like. I don't think it looks good. It still has that putty look and feeling, and it makes me look so cakey even though I didn't put on that much product. Remember, this side is the beauty blender side, so I did not put on that much foundation, and it looks like, oh no, it looks a mess. You see around my nose, it's starting to oil up, and I think it's because of the alcohol. Usually when I do foundation and I set my makeup with the RCMA powder, there wouldn't be that much oil around. I also think there's quite a bit of oxidation going on. It's not orange, but it's getting a bit darker than when I first applied it. And I also don't think it's doing my pores any favors. I do like that there's no separation, or it's not hanging on to my dry patches. It's still there, you know, it's not gone from my face. But I don't think this is a foundation that I would purchase or use every day, especially with that price tag. So that's it. I'm sorry to disappoint, but the only thing that I really truly enjoyed about this foundation was the packaging, unfortunately. But just because I don't like it doesn't mean that you won't like it. But if I were you, I would take advantage of the special that Sephora is doing to get a trial size, or when the foundation is in stores, just ask for a sample of it so you can really see what it looks like. I just don't think it's a foundation that would look good on a lot of people. But anyway, I hope this video was helpful. Please subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you next time. Bye.